Truth the other day, got signs all on the wall. Just past where the horse farm. Special use permit there. No. Yeah, I'm very surprised. So look into that.
Actually, then you gotta get them, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet, but it's gonna happen.
I can't do that.
Do that in house.
So, when the home runs, that's Jamaica. But they're seasonal. They're only there. Right. It becomes a problem.
I'm not big on water making.
No, it's not.
They can put in a bid, so they're 200 feet long.
How are you?
All right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You ran out of room there? No.
No, we're good. I think we're okay.
I had 8 inches to hit the ledge.
Wait for one night, you're gonna roll it.
One of the more exciting meetings I will. Get a little animated.
When you get.
I don't think tonight's the night.
Be able to go back and watch it.
Over
and over again.
Thrown out of you. Can you
Slow motion
imagine?
it.
Slow motion and fast forward line.
Device.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably my mouth will be open or something.
We meant to have it, but I don't think we have people that.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel like it.
Awesome.
I have two volunteers.
Okay, there you go. Life is good. Bless you.
You want us?
No, no.
Okay, put your name.
Can't say it. It's just pretentious stuff. It really is.
Okay, so the planning board meeting for March 5th, 2024 for Poestenkill is now in session. All stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, we're gonna go through a couple of the meeting minutes before we start the public hearing. If anybody's here to speak tonight, a sheet right there, you can sign in. You've already signed in, perfect. Meeting minutes from the February 6th meeting. Got time to review?
I'll make a motion in 5 minutes.
1 second.
Mr. Langley makes a motion to approve, seconded by Ms. Spring. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting minutes approved from February 6th. So, brings us to the public hearing. So, Orsini submitted an application for a special use permit for a venue to host a special occasion. This public hearing notice, please take notice that the planning board of town of Poestenkill will hold a public hearing pursuant to the town of Poestenkill land use code. The hearing is on the application of Nancy Orsini, 282 Blue Factory Road, Averill Park, New York, for a special use permit for an event venue to host special occasions and gatherings for a fee. This property is located at 282 Blue Factory Road, Averill Park, New York, tax map number 126.4-7 4.111. Said hearing will take place on Tuesday, March 5th, 2024, at Poestenkill Town Hall, starting approximately 7 p.m., at which time all interested parties will be given an opportunity to be heard. A copy of the site plan was posted on the planning board website for your use. So, we'll give you like 3 minutes to come up and speak to any concerns that you may have. But before we start that, was there anything that you would like to add before we open?
I see some new faces in the crowd, so it might be good to give a summary overview of the project.
That's fine with me. Okay with the board?
My name is Mark Wagner. I'm here representing the applicant Nancy Orsini on this special use permit application. Like the chair advised, it's for an outdoor special occasion venue on 2 acres of a 52-acre parcel on 282 Blue Factory Road. The entrance will come off of Blue Factory Road and will be using an existing road to get to the parking lot. The road will be extended approximately 590 linear feet to a parking lot that's about 28,700 square feet to provide for 75 parking spaces to accommodate a 100 guest event. We will provide a 20-foot buffer along the parking lot to allow for access for special for vendors and first responders in case there's an emergency. The event space will be about 1 acre, open field. There'll be no improvements. They will be required. Any contracted guests will be required to provide for sanitation, water, and garbage removal. Any other services that they would like, they can contract for, subject to the applicant's approval. These events will occur between the seasons of spring, summer, and fall, primarily on weekends from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The road going into the parking lot and around the parking lot will be have solar lights to provide access at night, about 6 to 8 feet apart. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Can I make a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll move to open it.
Mr. Briggs opens the, makes a motion to open the hearing. There, second?
I'll second
Second. Mr. Keel, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is now open. Is there anyone here that would like to speak?
My name's Ed Fairclough. My wife
Come up here, please.
Liz and I own the property to the south of Vinelands.
Okay. You are?
Ed Fairclough.
Thank you.
I don't have any problem with the venue, provided there's some mitigation for noise. I don't want to listen to music. So I would think the special use permit would need to include a provision prohibiting open air music. I think, it'd be limited to a building. No tent, no open pavilion, and I don't see any provision for a structure on the property.
There is none.
So without that, I guess there, no music should be allowed. And considering the town noise ordinance, I don't know how you could approve a special condition without including some stipulation to that effect. The noise ordinance says basically any radios, any music type things should not be allowed that would result in annoying neighbors. And there's no time frame limit on that provision either. It's not the 10 to 7, it's 24 hours. And the only other concern I have is I see no provision for power out to the field. You know, so are the applicants or are the clients could be bringing in a generator?
Yes.
So I don't want to listen to a generator running all day either. So if they put the generator in a shed and vent it, that'd be fine. But I don't want to listen to it. And I don't think I should have to.
Okay,
And those are my comments.
appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you.
Is it time for questions? Can I ask some questions about elaborating on this?
Sure. If you come up and state your name,
First time, sorry.
that's okay.
My name is Michael Losaro. I live across the street from 282 and 279 Blue Factory Road.
Okay, perfect.
I wanted to ask a few questions, if that's okay. Said that there will be entry to this using the existing driveway. There's actually two. Which one will they be using? Because that's a very dangerous corner.
Yeah, it'll be the, I can show you on that.
Here's the map right here.
Yeah, I just want to know which one we're expecting you, people to utilize. I had seen it originally, there's this, but there's also here, it says a road.
That one's
It's gonna be locked off, okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's, it's a dangerous, yeah, it's, just, it's a dangerous corner, it's right out in front of my home. It is, as, the land lease can attest to, there have been at least 5 in the past 50 years, at least 5 cars, or actually 6 now, because of tragic motorcycle accident, hitting that barn there, is concerning on low traffic days. I'm concerned about it on high traffic days as well. The noise, I completely understand. It is, you know, I moved here recently from the city of Albany to get to a quieter place. I understand that people want to make a living, and I have no problem with that as long as there are mitigations for safety and just quality of life purposes here. There's additionally the transportation aspect.
Yes.
We've all been to weddings. We all know what you do at weddings. There's drinking, and that's fine. I understand. There's also not a lot of transit opportunities out here. Good luck getting an Uber at 10 p.m. in Poestenkill. Unfortunately, it's just a reality. I just don't want to see that happen. I'm not saying that it's going to, but as I'm hoping that they, and I trust that they're good neighbors. I like them very dearly. I like them very much. But I want to make sure that there is the understanding that with this, there's going to be a lot of responsibility related to that. And I just don't want to see Blue Factory Road ending up on the Times Union, or anything along those lines. So that's all I got to say. I just wanted to, thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? There's no one else. Motion to close the public hearing.
Unless there's any other reason to hold it open.
Is there any other reason?
I do have a question, I'm sorry.
Could you come up?
Sure.
Yeah, no problem. That's why we're here. Name
Sean Chamberlain. And I got a letter in the mail. It's really kind of vague what was going on with the property or whatever. And so I'm really kind of in the dark exactly what the property is being used for.
okay.
It didn't really specify anything in the letter that I got, so I take it my land must border this person's property. I don't recognize the name, haven't had the pleasure of meeting them, so what is it exactly are they doing? They're holding something for people. Is it in a building? It's just
Well,
I was thinking if there's hiking or something involved like that, I just soon, find out if they were marking boundaries and stuff where people can go and where they can't go. That was the only interest I really had.
I can give you a broad brush of what it is. If you look at the site plan, they're taking
Didn't get anything like that in the mail. No, I didn't.
You're more than welcome to take a look at this, but they're taking a 1 acre parcel and making it an event venue
Yeah.
for weddings or parties parties or whatever. They're putting in a parking lot and a driveway. And they're gonna basically rent the field to whomever wants to have a party there.
Okay, it'll be boundaries around the field, people will be wandering,
Yes,
you know, it's not like
we
we're
would hope
hunting or
that
anything like
people,
that.
yeah, and
Okay, well, that's their property, I really don't care.
whoever rents the property
Yeah.
has to supply bathrooms, food service. It's basically they're renting the field.
Okay, so it's just a field,
Yeah.
won't
And
be
then,
people wandering around. Beautiful.
I
Okay.
can't state to what people will do once they're there.
Well, I don't know, I mean, I'm equipped to handle things like that, but I don't know how well they are. But, again, I have no interest in socializing with anyone anyway, most of the time. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay.
So I recommend you leave the public hearing open because we need 30 days for the county notice prior to
Okay.
closing this public hearing.
Okay.
I don't think that, we need that time.
Okay.
So we're gonna leave it open and then you can discuss whatever you want to discuss. Start thinking about conditions if there are any.
Okay. So, I mean, we're discussing it in open here, so,
I have one question. This goes back to when we first started, and I know you weren't here, Robert. But when we first started this whole discussion, we had asked for a traffic study. And I don't know that ever was done in terms of, volume of traffic expected and things like that, safety issues and things like that. Do you know if that was ever included in any of the paperwork we got?
It was
Don't
not.
remember, I don't remember seeing
It
it.
was not.
Okay. Because, one of the major concerns that was brought up at the beginning of the project, discussion was, safety and the amount of, the volume of traffic that was gonna be coming in and out of there, at each individual, venue or whatever. And so a number of, concerns about what the gentleman in the back had, voiced his concerns about the traffic. So that was something that we had asked for, and I don't think, it never got done, and I don't know if that's something we can require. Norms?
The board thinks that's a reasonable request, and,
I would absolutely go for that.
okay. I mean, it's a reasonable request.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about the volume on that road. I mean, you got that that 90-degree turn that's there, and, a lot of volume on Old Country Road. So, I mean, I'm
With
concerned
people that
about
are
traffic
unfamiliar
safety.
with it.
I don't think we need a traffic study to know that this is an irresponsible application. In half a dozen years, I have no animosity towards Gene and Nancy. They're excellent people that will need more of them. But in half a dozen years, that barn's been hit as many times. Last year, we had someone killed on that one. You can do a lot of things with property. This, in that area, I don't think should be one of them. You're inviting up to 100 people at a time to party, make noise, drink, not be able to get drives home, and that turn's gonna get renamed. No way. I don't care what the traffic study says. Gene was down getting lumber. He had the barn hit 3 times in 1 year on that turn. It's not safe to invite people from out of town that don't know the road. Love bringing in out of town people. You bring in money to the town, you bring in interest, but you're gonna create a horrible incident. And it's gonna fall
We
on us.
already have issues with Boy Scout camp and them missing the turn. And then trying to turn around.
It's
After
gonna
they
be
missed it,
it's gonna be
exactly.
at night when they're leaving. People don't even look at the road now. They're gonna lose service and they're gonna be texting and people are gonna get killed. I think everybody here knows I'm not one for government telling people what to do, but this is not a good idea.
Okay.
those are my feelings.
Yes, I concur with what Member Valenti is saying. That, I've driven that road for 62 years of my own life, and it is that road is a very dangerous road. And particularly that 90-degree blind corner is probably the crown jewel of road hazards. It's an old colonial road that has been paved over the years, but otherwise there's very little that can be done to improve the safety on that road. It's just a bad geometry. And there was mention of a recent traffic fatality there. I believe it was in November 2022. It's a very tragic thing. Shouldn't have to happen, but here we have a commercial enterprise which plans to place volumes of traffic on that road there of varying impairment. And somebody's going to be sober, somebody's going to be happy, somebody's going to be tired, somebody's going to be drunk, stoned, who knows? But almost all of that traffic is going to be forced to negotiate that corner, coming in and leaving. And again, this is going to be happening on Saturdays and Sundays. And those of us who live in that area and who use Blue Factory Road know what a dangerous road it is. Every day that we hit that road to go to work, we're taking our life in our hands, as it is now. And this is without this impaired traffic. Another subject that has barely been touched on is the noise levels generated by this commercial enterprise, which would be sited in a very quiet rural community. And the noise levels from these proceedings would absolutely change the quality and the character of life in that neighborhood. And I think that would be a tragic thing to do. I think that this venture, properly sited in a commercial zone, would be a fairly good idea. I just don't think this type of venture belongs in a quiet rural neighborhood.
Okay, thank you. So right to the noise ordinance, that falls under 50-18A. So shall not exceed any intensity as measured from the boundary of the lot to where such use is situated.
We don't enforce the noise, or this board doesn't enforce that.
But we have to make
Well, it's
sure
on the
that-
books, you have to enforce it.
Well, no,
The code enforcement officer would enforce it.
we don't,
if it
we're
were
not
being violated.
enforcement officers. We just have to make sure it complies with the code, not enforce it. Okay, so that's what Lawrence is speaking to. Okay. I'm just reading it to see if it does meet, but if they're gonna be playing at any wedding, music till, well, I believe it's 10 to 10 is the hours that you've asked for. So till 10 o'clock at night, it's gonna echo through that valley.
It reflects right off the mountain.
I understand. I live not far, so. So that could be an issue. Along with the traffic. I feel the same as the board, rest of the board, that it's a great idea. I just don't know if it's the best location. And the noises, I know there's a barn out towards Grafton that holds weddings. And music plays till 10 o'clock at night, and then they have a hard stop. But you can hear it all the way down the valley. So that's gonna be an issue.
Imagine 50 seniors in high school that aren't from around here making that turn at 9 o'clock at night.
Or 50 seniors with bad eyesight.
I don't want to be ageist.
No,
Let's not talk
All
about it.
see.
Not upwards, downwards is fine, but not upwards.
It's not,
you're
let's
directly
not
across
throw
from
age
there.
into the
There's one more
equation.
house down, towards Plank.
Yes, ma'am.
They had a graduation party last year with a band. Did you happen to hear that?
One house, it was this at, sorry, this would have been at 277,
I think so.
277. No, they're up the hill. I've never heard them
Okay.
from up the hill.
We-
Or I've actually never heard them.
There was a Saturday afternoon last summer, after this had all started, and there was a band. That was, I don't even remember the number, but we could hear them plain as day. So we did take a ride
Sure.
down to see, and
It's
yes,
also possible I wasn't home at that point. I traveled a decent amount.
that would never happen. It was very clear. So on a quiet day, it was very clear. They went until 9, 10 o'clock at night and then abruptly stopped, but we did hear it all day long. Yes, they had amplifiers. Yes, they were not enclosed, but I don't want to think that being another 400, 500 feet down the road is going to stop that.
It's not. You know, Larry Mullen has a party every annual, and he's about a half mile away, and he has a live band, but it's once a year, so who cares? But I can hear it, sitting in the house.
Yes.
So, you know, Dan and Nancy's place is only 1,000 feet across an open swamp. There's no way I'm not gonna be able to hear it. And Charlie's right next door.
And Larry's band is inside
And I
the
agree.
garage.
Yeah, 300%.
Yeah. Well, I thought the noise was gonna be an issue all along, but, pardon?
Traffic is a huge concern.
Anybody else, board members, got anything else you wanna bring up, or issues?
We're not voting on this tonight, are we?
No.
No, really, public hearing open, but I would suggest that if there's anything that they're asking the applicant to propose or do, they be very clear about what they're asking the applicant to propose or do before you make your decision. You don't have to ask anything, but if there is something you'd like to see them produce or recommend, then you should ask them for that.
I just had a hard time saying if I can't.
One noise mitigation measure that would help direct the sound away from the sparing costs would be to have a backstop, some reflecting backstop. That any music would be kind of going in that direction. It wouldn't stop all music, but it would certainly,
Yeah, then it's gonna direct it at Charlie's house.
and it's directed at Charlie. Exactly, yeah. But that's uphill. Anyway, just a suggestion,
They're almost.
but that's a permanent structure.
That's about readings. You have to do it without it, the activity, and compare it to the new activity.
Yeah.
That's why they don't put the numbers in there.
Because
May I make a comment?
Sure, sure.
The topography of this site is unique in that it's shaped like a bowl. And to the east of that bowl is Columbia Hill. To the south of the bowl, the south and west of the bowl are bounded by Columbia Hill Road, and to an extent by the Blue Factory Road. But that topography makes this a perfect sound bowl, so that noise coming from inside that area are very efficiently conducted southward and westward. The topography running to the north of that, the Bone Steel Creek runs into and its tributaries run northward in small valleys. And this extends for probably a couple miles, 1 or 2 miles. And the sound from the proposed venue area is easily conducted up through those valleys into areas all across that hill. So where, if one were standing at the venue, you probably wouldn't hear the noise that I'm discussing. But if you're anywhere else, if you're within a 1 or 2 mile radius of that venue, you will hear that sound. And that's a unique problem we have up on that hill. But that's the way it is. And that's one of the factors that, in my humble opinion, makes this particular location unsuitable for this type of commercial operation.
We could get a traffic study, and it's gonna say one thing or the other. That's pretty simple to do, but the noise, you're gonna say do a noise study to measure the intensity of it, how far it's gonna go, and what the decibels are gonna be at the various different locations from the baseline, like right now at night when it's quiet, versus a band playing there. And it's just gonna echo all the way up through there. For the code, it shall not exceed an intensity as measured from the boundary of the lot. So I don't know how it's not going to.
We can propose some mitigation measures, but I'd have to talk to our client about that.
Okay. Anybody else?
Just for the applicant's benefit, or are you asking him for a traffic study or not? Because if you are, I want you to ask him for it and not
Okay.
ask him next meeting, so that doesn't matter to me.
Right.
But
From my viewpoint, I think you're asking them to spend money that isn't covered.
Well,
I think pretty much everybody knows the road enough to say that what the traffic issue is up there. So, I mean, a study would maybe formulate that, but I don't know that it's gonna do anything.
it's not gonna change anything,
No.
but it's going to, whichever way this goes or ever it goes, you may want to, we may want that just to reinforce what we're saying,
Right.
right?
Yeah, but I don't, everybody that's lived here for as many years as most of us have knows that road. And so,
I don't disagree, but
yeah, I know.
sometimes you
Always-
still need to do it
right.
and have that document.
Sure.
To substantiate what we know, right? Does that make sense? Just because,
I don't think they're gonna do the type of study you're really looking for. They look for change in impact based on the number of cars.
Right.
Not, like, I don't think DOT is ever gonna say, yep, this is a horrible curve, it's gonna kill people. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna say that, but that's the fact.
Yeah.
Basically, you can do a traffic study almost in your head. They're gonna have 100 people, figure 2 people per car, there's gonna be 50 cars, 100 trips.
I don't disagree.
DOT's not gonna take that liability.
Okay.
So just to clarify, are you asking for a traffic study or not?
I guess I'm not.
Unless Lawrence advises us to ask for one,
no, I'm not advising you to have one.
I think it's
I just wanted you to be clear.
No.
I don't want
Yes,
a month to go by and then
Hanging
I'll have you.
so no traffic.
No.
No traffic study required.
What about noise study?
They supposedly did one.
I don't
Oh, they were
think so.
supposed to, never did, no.
There's
Not that I'm
nothing that I've seen in the paperwork.
No,
We discussed it.
We discussed it, but we discussed multiple things in the last year with them.
There was never a formal one.
That's okay. I'm like leaning over to talk to everybody.
I think there should be a noise study done. Because I don't see how it's gonna work, so, not based on the way it's written here. Basically, it's saying the sound can't travel beyond the boundary.
Oh, I understand what it says.
Is what this says, right? So
State up the proposed mitigation measures so it doesn't go beyond the boundary.
I just
How would you
can't, how would, I mean, the generator alone is gonna,
You could do, there's ways of doing that. to dampen
There's no way to stop the
Yeah,
sound of band
you're allowed to have a
crossing the
generator,
boundary.
Any homeowner can be running.
You can mitigate and slow it.
You can mitigate it, but there's, you're asking.
We can hear.
I understand, I'm not disagreeing with the more important thing.
okay, thank you. So I think we need them to do a study based on the code, how it's not gonna travel beyond the boundary,
Okay.
at least that. Does anybody else have any other, I mean, you've already gone back, revised the plan for everything else we've asked for. That's fair, but,
And most of the complaints from the people that are here are sound related, so I mean, it's, yeah.
so,
This was brought up last year as well.
Yes. It was.
okay, so now
But that
we're,
was before you.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think I was part of
No.
that.
or I wasn't even.
Well, get an amplifier and some speakers out in the field. Crank it up to 120 dB, drums and bass all day long, and then count the phone calls you're gonna get.
And then call the parent calls. See if they can hear it.
So I suggest we ask for a noise study.
What's
to be
that?
done.
You used to be able to hear your phone.
Board is approved. Okay with that? A noise study?
Yeah,
Yes.
The noise problem is that
I just.
because what I hear is working
Yes,
down there.
just. No, I just.
Unless they decide they can't meet the requirements.
I have to talk with them, I don't know.
Okay.
My only concern
Okay,
is that
anything
it
else?
doesn't change anybody's mind. My only concern is if it comes out, you know, and they're able to, then you still have the concern over the,
Traffic.
yeah.
Yep.
I just don't wanna have that
Well,
spending the bill, but that's.
You can bring that back to the client service.
you've heard what we've said. Traffic's an issue no matter what. And he's always on top of that. Those are the two issues.
Okay, but you're not asking for a traffic study.
No, just from our previous experience, they really didn't give us definition.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Transportation study said there are the hazards of their.
It'll be a private, it'll be a private company that has to hire to do that traffic.
They could never match what.
Oh, we have to get DOT to sign off on, line of sight.
The county, town road or county road?
County
road.
Is the county do the curb cut? It's already a road.
Yes.
There's already an entrance off the county road, they're not having to do a curb cut.
I'm just thinking, we had to ask DOT to do some kind of study for.
It was for the gooses or goshes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, and they were like, it's fine. Yeah, Cooper, they did it for Cooper Road.
And that was from DOT, but
Yeah.
is that, that's a state road? Probably.
That's a state
State road, yeah.
That's why. Okay.
So if you want to call county highway and ask them for an opinion, just tell them.
I guess it's not gonna change my mind. Like I said, somebody got killed last year. And it's not just the risk to the people that are Like, you're going to parties and gatherings, it's a risk to the people that don't live on the road.
It's also.
I agree. Okay. Anything else?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I have a question. I noticed, and I don't go by that way very often, but I noticed on Weatherwax Road, just past where the horse stables are, there's a new gift shop. FW Gift Shop. We never heard anything about a special use permit or anything for that, so, I mean, I don't know.
Is that by where the new house is?
What?
Up the
Where the-
road from that.
Up the road from the new house, down towards the intersection more?
Yeah, next to the
It's
station.
basically, as you come off of Snyder's Corners Road, go down that hill, just past the horse farm. It's not a new house, it's basically, it looks like they're using their porch for the gift shop. Little signs on the front of the house, and there's a bunch of little signs in the front yard. So, I mean, that should require a special use permit in that area.
Not Tracy.
Yeah, Chef Tracy looking.
Yeah, so Tracy should look into it, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not against it or anything, it's just that it should have come through.
Okay. I'll ask Tracy about it.
Okay.
Okay. The only other thing is the meeting's coming up. I guess Mr. Briggs, you're on for the March. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're on for the March meeting.
I am.
You're on for the April. And Steve, you got the May, right? Okay. Anything else come before the board?
Can we get a report on the?
I just thought of something. I live next to them pretty close. And there are different times I've heard construction going on down there. And my son said, I don't think so. He lives closer. I said, I sure of it. I said, then again, I hear construction going on. And he says, no, they're mowing the lawn. I said, the lawnmower doesn't make that much noise. I investigated. It was a lawnmower. I thought there was major construction going on,
That goes in the valley.
evidently.
Thank you.
I had a question about the conservation plan. Planning that we're going to be doing for the comprehensive plan. Are we having, how is that going? For the comprehensive plan?
Okay, comprehensive plan, if I may.
Sure. Yeah, come to the podium.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Good evening. All right, comprehensive plan, met with Andy this morning, and we talked about a number of things. And we will be getting back in touch with LaBerge Group tomorrow morning, and talk to Nicole in particular, who's working this, and try and get something set up as far as initial meetings go. So we get a good deal on that. And as far as the CAC goes, we're gonna try and reach out to the people again, and have someone contact them. I had called the new people and mentioned that somebody was gonna reach out to them, and we'll try and keep that pushing, because we need the CAC's input for the comprehensive plan too. Okay, Conservation Advisory Committee, I gotta learn to say it. Thank you.
But I just said CAC.
Makes it easier, Stephen, yes.
Anybody else have anything? No one make a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Lenny, Tracy, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Planning board meeting for March 5th is adjourned. Thank you all.
No.
So can you?
I want it. Michael, what's up?
No, Mark,
Yes.
You need him.
yeah,